Hi everyone, welcome to World of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, and this is another replay sent to me by Agent Infinity for AMZAF Clan. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking not another Cromwell B replay, and I know I've done a fair few of them, but I've just been through all the other replays that I've done on Cromwell Bs, and this is the only Crommy B replay which is actually a tier 8 game. Most of the others, where the Crommy Bs carried hard and had really good results, have been either in tier 6 or tier 7 games. And to be fair, some of the tier 7 games, there weren't many tier 7s on either side. But in this game, Agent Infinity is going to absolutely carry this game. His little tier 6 Cromwell B, one of my favourite medium premium tanks. Definitely my favourite tier 6 premium tank. The fast firing, not always accurate, British premium tank. Now, Agent Infinity's platooned up with his old mate Zul T in his T-34-85, another very handy tier 6 tank with a punchy gun and a handy amount of armour. But one thing that the T-34-85 doesn't have compared to the Cromwell B is manoeuvrability and speed. And you're going to see Agent Infinity use the most of his manoeuvrability and speed and get himself into some really good positions in this replay. Now, at the moment, they're leading by a tank. It's very early days yet. It's only the little tier 5 French scout that's been taken out of the game, and so Agent Infinity is trying to use his vision to see what's out in the central part of the map, in the field, in those forests, where I loved hiding in this forest. If it works in a light tank, it can be really, really effective. So Agent Infinity doing exactly the right thing here and not being the first to engage those tier 8 heavies. Look at that, they've got the T10, the 110, sorry, the WZ111, both very heavily armoured tier 8 tanks, and when they're top tier, they are something that you definitely want to be scared of. You've also got the M4 A1 Rev, the French tier 8 premium medium tank. Even though it's a medium tank, it's got a very scary gun. Of course, the RHM and the J Panzer, the German tier 8 tank destroyer. Now, Agent Infinity will be looking at the mini-map, looking how his heavy tanks have engaged the enemy, and now he wants to use his speed to get involved in the fight, but try not to get taken out too early. He does take a shot there. He's probably looking at that Type 58 thinking, I wouldn't mind taking him out of the game. There's also that tier 6 heavy Japanese premium tank which is looking his way. He doesn't want to get in front of his gun, even though it's only a tier 6. Agent Infinity's only a tier 6 as well, so he needs to be careful with his hit points and not throw them away too early. They are looking his way, and unfortunately he loses his gunner there. He quickly fixes him. Now he's looking around at the mini-map. He's probably thinking, what are my team doing? They're all dying pretty early, but luckily it's only a couple of tier 6s that have been killed. And this fight in the city is starting to look a little bit one-sided. But now while those enemy tanks are, looks like they're distracted and focusing on maybe the Tiger and the other heavies that are on Agent Infinity's side, is going to use the rate of fire of the Cromwell B to put a little bit of damage in the side of these enemy tanks. They're still outnumbered in the city, and Agent Infinity's old mate Zolti has picked up a kill on the VK3001P as Agent Infinity tries to take care of Robert Walters in his heavy tank number 6. Now they've clawed it back to a bit of an even ball game here, and a lot of that is down to Agent Infinity's handiwork shooting from the sides, and Zolti are picking up the kill on that Type 58. Some handy shooting from Agent Infinity and Zoltia, picking up 4 kills between them so far. So far, that's half the kills in the game. That RHM is a nice juicy target for Agent Infinity, and so he's just chipping away at him. He's got him down to 50 hit points, and now he's out of the game. It did It looked like he didn't have shots there. That's just from the angle. And a very nice shot on that WZ111 to set him on fire. It looks like he doesn't have a fire extinguisher. He definitely doesn't have an automatic one anyway. And that WZ's down to 600 hit points. And he's looking the wrong way, or the right way, for Agent Infinity, who's going to just slowly pump the pain in while he's distracted by that Tiger. And that leaves the little French Rev. M4A1 Rev. Hasn't got much armour, so it shouldn't be any problem for Agent Infinity to shoot damage into him as his mate Zolti puts a few shots in from the other side. And it looks like the Rev might be focusing on that Tiger 1, and he's got the blinkers on, and that's going to allow Agent Infinity to get around behind him, hopefully, and maybe even take him out of the game. Zolti picks up the kill. That's 7 kills between them. That's not bad for a couple of tier 6s in a tier 8 game. But of course now the enemy side are capping. They've got a minute to get back there. That should be plenty of time for this nimble little tier 6 British medium premium tank, the Cromwell B. Now it looks like there's 2 capping now, so it's a good thing that Agent Infinity didn't waste any time and started heading back to the base as soon as he realised that cap was going off, because looking at who's left, that Tiger 1 and the T-34, they're not going to be able to get back in time. So Agent Infinity's moving around to get a bit of a different angle on the cap circle to try and make sure that he's lighting up whoever's on the cap. I'm tipping it's the 2 medium tanks. And of course put in some resets. Some very handy damage being put into that T-34-85. Needs to watch out for that T-34-1 as well. And he kills the T-34-85, and then he kills the T-34-1 to pick up 5 kills in the Cromwell B. Zultia has already got 4. That's 9 kills out of the 14 tanks that are dead for these 2 tier 6 medium tanks. It looks like the heavy tank, the T-34, gave up on trying to reset the base, and he's just gone straight for the enemy's flag. The Tiger's going with Zolti on the other side of the map, and Agent Infinity's just giving a quick sweep straight up the one line just to make sure that's not where the AMX 13 F3 is hiding. It's a reasonably quick tank for an artillery, the AMX 13 F3. Pretty sure most of the French artillery pieces are quite fast. And Agent Infinity's found him. He's on his own. He's going to have to deal with him. First shot doesn't miss as the AMX 13 starts to aim Agent Infinity's way. He does get a shot into him. Misses that one. Can he get him around the corner? Not quite. But looks like he's been tracked there, probably by his mate Zoltia. And Agent Infinity picks up his 6 kills, making it 10 kills for the platoon of little tier 6 medium tanks in this tier 8 game. And that's what gave Agent Infinity a massive score. He's picked up his ace tanker, Bruiser, Duelist and Fire for Effect medal, the Lavis Lehos medal, I'm guessing that's how you say it, Lavis Lehos medal, for killing 2 enemy vehicles with a medium tank, and the 2 enemy vehicles must be at least 2 tiers higher than the medium tank. And you can see here all the tanks, the 6 tanks that Agent Infinity killed. The Borsig, that's one of the tier 8 tanks, and of course the WZ111, which he set on fire and then later on killed in that brawl in the city. Also picked up a Brothers in Arms for doing 10 kills in a platoon. Defender medal for resetting the cap point, and of course the Top Gun. Looking at the second page of the post-game battle results, that is one of the biggest scores for base experience I've ever seen. 1641 base experience. That's because he did top damage with 2,942 damage. Don't forget, this is a tier 8 game, folks, and a lot of that damage was done on tier 8 vehicles. Of course, when he set that WZ on fire, that would have really helped his damage count. Did a little bit of spotting damage, 2,942 damage. Only received 4 hits, 3 of them went through, 1 of them bounced. Fired 37 shots, and 22 of those shots caused damage. There were a few clutch shots fired, but nothing to be ashamed of. Look at that score. That is absolute massive score. 1641 base experience, nearly 3,000 damage in a tier 6 medium tank. And even without a premium account, that's returned a pretty healthy profit of 20,500 credits. Would have been close to 45,000 credits with a premium account. That's the benefit of playing a premium vehicle. Massive result from Agent Infinity and Zolti. 10 kills between you. You two absolutely carried that game. You look at some of the other scores. There was a lot of room for improvement for a lot of those tanks on your side, especially the tier 8s. Anyway, thanks for that replay, Agent Infinity. Hopefully people aren't too sick and tired of watching Cromwell B replays, but that one was an absolute massive game. Well done, Agent Infinity. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and see you all next time.